Hey guys, we are we have worldwide customers as well. So our panel tonight is myself. I'm the director of cloud services. Then Sundar, who is the director of data and analytics, and we have Garima, who is the lead data scientist, and she will be walking you through the webinar today. I just wanted to give you a high level idea of how our webinar is structured. So we have two portions that Garima will be delivering. So the first one is the architecture and basics of the Power BI. The second one is use cases that we developed. And after that, Sundar will take you through the Q&A section. If you have any questions, feel free at any time to write them in the Q&A window. So Sundar will pick them up when we enter the Q&A section, and we'll have them answered by whoever's the proper person to answer from the panel. Well, that's from my side, and Garima, you take it from here.
Thanks, Nikolai, for introducing me. Thanks, everyone. Hello to this webinar session. I'm Garima Shasta. I'm your presenter for this webinar today. So we are going to record this session for the future reference. If you want to go further and watch this session, you can go ahead. And let's start this webinar with the agenda. So let's move on to the next slide. This is today's webinar agenda. I'm going to discuss about the Power BI overview and the architecture, and we'll talk about ETL and data modeling. Then we'll touch data wrangling and data analytics expression using Power Query Editor, which is a very important part of Power BI. And then we'll see how to create a sample report and publish that report to powerbi.com. Then I'm going to present a case study where we worked on Azure services and Power BI integration. So I'm going to show that complete pipeline. And the last section will be a question and answer round, where Sundar will be picking your questions. So feel free to put your question in the control panel and we'll pick them up. Sundar and me will try to answer all of them. But if we run out of time, then we can email your answer. So please put your email address as well. So let's start the webinar with this slide, Power BI and its offerings. So as you are already aware, Power BI is a business intelligence tool which Microsoft offers. It is used to convert your raw data to intelligent dashboard, which you can see in real time. And you can share your dashboard and reports with your colleagues. So these are the offerings Power BI provides. And it comes with three different platforms. One is the Power BI desktop, second one is the Power BI service, and third one is the Power BI mobile. So let's see one by one what these platforms are. Power BI provides, so first is the Power BI desktop, which is an authoring tool, and it is freely available for your desktop. You can download it from the Microsoft website. And it is used to create your report in your desktop. And you can create your data set by connecting to multiple data sources. So Power BI has the functionality where you can connect to hundreds of data sources. So we have around, Power BI have around 150 data connectors through which you can connect to Power BI. And you can integrate with multiple different kind of data sources at the same time, and you can perform data modeling. Using those data sources, you can create reports based on those data models which you created by integrating multiple data sources, and you can perform data modeling as well. So it is basically used to create report, but you cannot create dashboard out of it, and you cannot share your report with anyone using this desktop version. So to share your report, you need to have Power BI service, which is a cloud service, and it's used for publishing your report, and you can create your dashboard, which is a snapshot of your reports. So you can create those reports. You can even get the data connection in Power BI service. It's not just that you can create your report in your desktop. Rather, you can create your report in Power BI service as well, but you cannot perform any data modeling and data transformation in Power BI service. You can just connect your data with any Azure data service, data storage, or maybe any other data sources, but at a single point of time, you can connect to a single data source and you can create your report. And whatever report has been published to this cloud service, you can edit those reports, and you can create multiple versions of those reports. And it's basically used for sharing and collaborating your reports with the team members and with the client as well. And third is Power BI Mobile, which is the Power BI mobile app. And you can use that app to consume those reports or dashboard or Power BI apps. And you can access your data insights and your reports, dashboards from anywhere. You have that app in your Android and iPhone and Windows 10 as well. So Power BI gives you this platform. And this is the architecture of Power BI, where you can see your Power BI desktop, which is an authoring tool, can be connected to hundreds. So there are total 150 data connectors, which you can directly connect to the data, to the desktop. And once you are connected with the data sources, you can create your report. And if you want to share your report with someone, with your colleague or with the client, you need to have Power BI service. As you can see here in the architecture, you can connect with the Power BI service and you can publish your report to the Power BI service. And from there, you can create nice dashboard, which can be shared. And if you have your data on-premise, you need to have Power BI gateway to connect to the Power BI service. And how can you consume your report? You can install your Power BI mobile app, or you can have Windows 10 in your laptop and you can consume those reports. Let's go to the next slide, which is the why. Let me move this window here a little bit. Why Power BI is an important tool. So you can get your business insights in real time. So if you want to monitor your data, if you want to find any anomalies in your data, if you want to perform any forecast, you want to see trend analysis in real time, Power BI is the one. You can use Power BI to get the insight from your data in real time using this Power BI. Power BI provides a functionality which is called Q&A. Using this Q&A, it has an inbuilt feature of processing your questions and getting the answer for you. And it provides the hidden insight which is in your data using the backend functionality of NLP and other processing. Using NLP, using query mode in Power BI service as well as in the desktop. Next is it provides you custom visuals as well. It's not just Power BI desktop, whatever visualization you see in the Power BI desktop, you can use that. Instead of those visuals, you can add more visuals from the marketplace. Some of them are free, some of them you will have to pay, and you can create your own visuals by creating some, by writing some codes as well. Let's go to the next slide. Power BI components. So there are three main Power BI components: data integration and data transformation using Power Query Editor, which is very important component of Power BI. Using this, you can transform your data. You can create DAX measures, which is a data analytics expression, which is equivalent to Excel formula. And you can perform data modeling using Power Pivot. And this Power BI gives you this capability of creating a data modeling for you. And you can edit those data modeling later point of time. And next is the data visualization, where you actually create your report. So it gives you this report view component, gives you this functionality where you can go and create your visualization. Now let's see the Power BI workflow. So how to create a report. So it's not just like you have the data set and you can just create the report out of any data set, right? So you need to prepare your data before creating any insightful report. For that, you need to clean your data. You can, first of all, you need to integrate data. You can collect your data, right? You need to create a data connection between Power BI and the data source. Then you will clean your data. I will perform some data modeling using data view and model view. Then you need to go to report view to create your visualization. So this is the Power BI workflow, and this is the sample dashboard which I created in Power BI desktop. So we'll go to the demo section and we'll see how to create this report. Go to the demo section. So we'll start with this Power BI desktop. Let me move it a little bit. So this is Power BI desktop, and you can see we will have this option to connect data from different data sources. So you'll get this get data option. So let me start with this. So these are the three components which I just showed you in the Power BI slide. This is the model view where you get to see your data model. Power BI does this data modeling for you, but if you have any different scenario, you want to edit some relationship in your data, you can do that as well. And this is the data view, and this is the report view. And this is the filter pane you see here. And this is the visualization, number of visualization. You can see all these charts you can use. And if you don't find any visuals, suppose Gantt chart is not here. So I just went to this custom visual, and you can get more visual from the marketplace. So I just added this Gantt chart. You can see here, it will be shown here. And these are the field on your data. You see all these tables and the fields from your data. So let me show you all the data connected to this report. So you can see all these tables: budget data, calendar data, customer data, product data, region data, and sales data. So how you get to know how this report is connected to which data source, that you need to go to this particular tab, and you can go to data source settings. It will show you this report is connected to which database or which data connection. And you see this is the database which is in SSRS. I'll show you this database, SQL Server Management Studio. So here you can see this is the retail database, and this retail database has the 4 tables: customer data, product data, region data, and sales data. So we are connected to this particular data here. See, this is the database, and these 2 tables which you see here, budget data and calendar data, coming from my local. You can see it is coming from the OneDrive, right? So you can see here how you can get the data from different data sources, right? One is coming from SSRS, and one is coming from, and then 2 data tables are coming from your local system. So you can integrate multiple data sources together to build a single report. So you can change the source as well if you have different data sources. and you can connect to your data model and data connection from here. You can see all these data sources are available here, and I've connected to this SQL server. As soon as you click on the SQL server, it will give you the option to connect to the server, and I will just write the server name here, which is this. And this is the server name, which is in my local. So I'll just copy that and let's go here. I'll just put the server name, and it gives you two mode to connect to the data source. You can see here, one is import mode and second is the direct query mode. So if you just click on this direct query, it will fetch your data in real time using this direct query. And the second option is import option. You can get all your data from your data sources into this Power BI. It will increase your dashboard performance using this import option. And we'll do OK, and it will take some time to load the data, and it will show all your data. This is the server, and these are the database, and these are the tables which you are going to connect to. So let's click on these tables, and then we'll go to, either we can go to load. It will just dump your data to the Power BI, and you can perform all your analysis. And either you can transform your data. So as soon as I click on the transform data, it will take me to this Power Query Editor window, which is a different window from Power BI desktop. So you can see all this data coming here. You can perform any operation here, any transformation you see. You can do transpose, pivot, unpivot column. You can replace values, you can detect data type. I mean, all these options you can perform here. And it's a very good part of having a Power Query Editor is it records your step one by one. You see, whatever step you will apply, it will be coming here. And you can undo your steps if you don't want to have those steps. And it will be recorded here so that in future, if you want to go and see whatever I have done to my data, you can just go through these steps and you'll get to know what cleaning you have performed earlier. So let me go back to this report. You see here, this is the modeling tabs, the view tab. Using modeling tab, you can manage relationship. So once you are we loaded your data, you can come here. Okay, let me go back to this window, Power Query window. Once you're done with all your data transformation, you can go to the file, close and apply whatever transformation you have done here. It will be applied and this window will be closed for you. So I'm not going to do anything because I already applied all these transformation. And let's go to this. So it will load your data model here. And in this pane, you can go and check. Okay, it closed my window actually. Let me open my window. Takes a lot of time to open. So now it's loaded. You can see these three tabs here. So let me show you one by one how this works. You can see your data model is prepared here. And this is your fact table, sales table, and budget data is your fact table. And these are the lookup table, which you are through which you are connected to the actual lookups. So this is the transactional sales data where you will have your all the foreign keys. So customer data is your dimension table where you are connected to this one-to-many relationship. So customer ID, will be the primary key here in the customer data or in dimensional table, and sometimes we call it lookup table. So you might have heard about the VLOOKUP, right? So we use this lookup table here to store all the metadata for your transactional data. So customer ID is a primary key here, and it works as a foreign key here in the fact table. And you can see this relationship. We have this one-to-many relationship here where the data, so sales data is connected to this customer data region, product and calendar. Budget data is only connected with product and calendar data. You can manage your relationship using this tab, and you can create new relationship if you want to by selecting the tables here and by selecting the cardinality here. So let's go back to this data window, data view. You can see all your data here and all the field, whatever new column you want to perform, you can have here. And this is the report view where you actually create your reports by using this visualization. So let's start with this, this image. How can you get those images? So go to insert and go to image option. If you have any image in your local file, so you can add those image here. You can see button option, you can shape option, text box to get all the details. You can add all of them here. And you see this is the table I have added here, tabular visual, where you can see the year I've selected for my data is 2016. So as soon as you click on a particular visual, filter will be applied. So this is the filter pane you see here, and you can change according to your need. And so here you see this filter option gives you 3 functionality. First is basic filtering, second is advanced filtering, third one is top-in. So top-in filtering is mostly used for if you want to have top-end customers or top-end products in your data, then you should choose this option. So for now, I'm using this basic filtering where you will get all the options or all the values for your field. So you see, I have data for 2014, 15, 16, and 17, and I just selected this 2016 for my table. And when you go to this advanced filtering, you will have this option if you want to have your data between a range, or you can see if you want your data after a particular year, right, is greater than a year, is less than a year. So all these options are available in advanced filtering. So this is the filter pane. And if we go to, so let's talk about measures here. So let me show you the data first. So these are the fields in the data, and this you see this is the sales amount sum, which is a calculated measure. You see here, so sales amount sum is the explicit measure which we are creating. If you don't select this measure, it aggregates some of the value. As soon as you select these fields from your data table, it implicitly creates an aggregation for you. Let me show you that. So as soon as you added this value or added this field, it automatically creates aggregation. But I will recommend this. You should have a explicit measure in your data so that you can use those measures somewhere, right? If you want to apply any filter, or if you want to apply any formula, you can have those explicit measure. This is your explicit measure, you see, sales amount sum. So how to create that? You can go to modeling tab, and you can go to here also. You can see, you can create new column, you can create new measure. And this is the aggregation function, and this is your table name, and this is your field name. Using this, you can create your measure, but measure will never increase your file size. But if you have calculated column in your data set, which is, let me show you the column name. This is the calculated column, you see. Excuse me. You can create a new column or derived column from your existing columns. So this is the table name and this is the field name. So we are adding two different columns together to get a new column. So this is called calculated column. This will increase your file size or data size, right? So we mostly prefer to create explicit measures, not the calculated column. Next is, let me show you this drill down option here. This is the, let me go back. Okay, so this is the visual where we are showing product category versus the variance. So you can see here these three product categories. And as soon as I click on this particular category, which is bike, I will drill down to the next category, which is the subcategory of bike. Again, if I go to this drill down, it will give me the product name for that particular subcategory. So this is the drill down option you will have in Power BI. And there's one more option, which is called drill through. And I've applied that in this particular visual. You can see that this are the product category versus sales amount and budget amount sum. So as soon as I click on this particular category, which is bike, I can drill through to the next page. You can see here, this report has 3 pages, right? So one is sales analysis report, second one is detail analysis, and third one is the page one, which is just used for testing. I'll show you that. And the second page have some visuals. Let me show you that first. So this is the detailed page I've created. So if anyone wants to go to the detail of a particular field, you can create this visual and you can drill through to this visual based on a particular category. So as soon as you click on this category, suppose this is a buy category and we are looking into this sales amount sum, you can drill through to the next page and all the visuals are here, which are here, will be drilled through a particular product category where we clicked on, right? So we clicked on the bikes category and you can see these visualization, these visuals have been drilled through this particular category. So you can see sales amount sum by order date for category bike and product budget amount sum and with order date for this particular product category. And you can see total sales by country for this particular bike category, right? So let me go back. And this time we'll click on this category, which is clothing. Okay, not selected. Yeah, let's go to this next page and you can see category has been changed. So now these visuals are filtered by clothing. Let's go to this first page. And I'll show you something about slicers. So slicer and filter kind of same, but filter option, it is inbuilt here, this filter option where you can apply some filter for a particular visual. But if you want to change any value in the filter, you need to have slicer in your visual. So this is the slicer, you see, this is the slicer which I've used as a visual, and you can see it gives you different options. So this is the list option I've choose. You can get drill down option as well. So you can just go through different fields. It will give you the results. And this is the Q&A visualization, which I already told you about. This is very powerful. You can write any question. So as soon as you can see here, I've written this question: which region has highest sales for accessories? And you can see this is the giving you the answer, which guess something has happened. Okay, this is not selected completely. So you can see here Southwest as this is the funnel chart. You can see Southwest has the highest sale. Let me go to this page and show you a little bit about. Yeah, you can create slicer for date. Now you will get different options according to your data. If you have text data, it will give you these option list and drop down. If you have your date field in slicer, it will give you these many options to filter out all your visuals based on these slicer. Yeah, now let's go back to this slide. Okay, first report. So now your report has been created and now you want to publish it. So there is one option to publish it. You can click on this option and it will take you to the workspace where you want to publish it in Power BI. So let me go to this Power BI workspace to see. So PowerBI.com will create a default workspace for you, which is called My Workspace. And apart from this, you can create your own workspace if you have pro license. So you will create multiple workspaces for according to the department where you want to share the report. So you can see this is the this is the My Workspace, and let me go to the our workspace here, I guess. This is the Power BI workspace, and you can see all these content, dataset flow, and all these reports and dashboard. So as soon as you save your report in Power BI desktop and publish it, it creates a .pbx file which creates a dataset for you. So whatever you see here in this Power BI dataset, right? So this is the dataset which Power BI desktop creates for you, and it is a .pbx file which you can download from here, and you can use that file to get the report in different laptop, right? So you can get that .pbx file, you can download it, and you can apply all these things. You can go to the setting, you can download PBX file, you can go to the security. There's so many things you can do with the data set. And this is the report which you created. And once you create your report, you can create a dashboard out of it. So how can you create the dashboard? So if you have your reports, you can see the pages here which you had in your report. So you need to just click on the visuals one by one, and you can see this option, right? Pin visual. As soon as you click on this visual, you can create a new dashboard, or you can go to the existing dashboard and you can pin that. It will create a dashboard for you. So let's go back and let me show you the dashboard here. This is the dashboard, you can see. And you see this option where you can ask questions. It gives you some suggestion to ask the question about your data and insights. So there are two options available in Power BI. One is Q&A, which is available in the desktop. And this is the option which is available in PowerBI.com as well. So this is your dashboard. So you can have multiple reports, multiple different reports, and you can create a dashboard using different reports, and you can just pin those visuals in your different reports and create a dashboard for you. And this dashboard you can share with your colleague. You can create a group where you can share your dashboard. You can share with your client as well. So, and here in Power BI, you can see you will get this option, get data option here, and you can connect to different data set and you can create your report and dashboard. So this is all about the Power BI desktop and Power BI service. You can consume these reports and dashboard in Power BI mobile by installing an app in your mobile. Let's go back to the slide. So now we will discuss about the case study, which is integration of Power BI with Azure services. So let me go to this. Remove it. Okay. So this is the case study, which is stock market data analysis. In this particular data pipeline, what we are doing, we are collecting stock market data from Yahoo Finance website, using some APIs, Yahoo Finance APIs, and we are creating Azure function which will store our data, stock market data, every day to Azure Blob Storage, which is a storage service in Azure cloud. And from there, we are creating a data pipeline using this ETL service, which is Azure Data Factory. And we have this Azure Synapse Analytics, which is a data warehouse in Azure cloud, to get the data. And from there, we are going to integrate the data with Power BI. So I'll show you that in the demo section. So this is the pipeline architecture where you see this. We are collecting data from Yahoo Finance website, which is the stock market data. And we are collecting those data every day in Azure Blob Storage in CSV format. And now we're going to create a data pipeline using this Azure Data Factory, which is ETL service equivalent to SSIS in on-premise. It is ETL in cloud. So it can, you can push your data, you can copy your data from one source to another source. This is what we are doing here. You can even transform your data as well using this service. So what exactly it is doing is creating source data set and target data set and establishing connection between these two and copying the data from blob storage to Synapse Analytics. And the third service is here is this Azure Synapse Analytics, which is data warehouse service, where we are creating a SQL pool for your data and copying your data from Azure Blob Storage to Synapse. And from there, we are making a connection between Power BI and Synapse Analytics. So I'm going to show that in, so this is the dashboard which I created by establishing the connection between Power BI and Synapse Analytics. Let's go to the demo section here. Okay, not this window. Okay, let me move this little bit. So as soon as you will log into your Azure portal, you need to create a resource group for that. So we have created one resource group. Under that resource group, we will have all these services. So this is your blob storage service, which is equivalent to S3 in AWS. And it is a storage service, object storage service, where you can store all the data, right? So you can see this is the container and this is your data, which is coming every day using the Azure function. Next is this Yahoo Finance data, and we are storing it in Azure Synapse Analytics. So you need to create a workspace in Synapse Analytics. And once you created your workspace and we'll go there, you can see this is, it gives you two options to, process and model your data, right? So you need to create either SQL pool or Apache Spark pool for the big data, but we are working on the normal data. So we have created this SQL pool that gives you this option. See here, this is the online and status, and the type is dedicated. So let me click on this. You can see this is already resumed. You can see your data. And now go to overview. Go to workspace. And once you go to overview, you can see this is your server, which you're going to connect to Power BI. Now let's go to this Azure Data Factory, which is performed as a mediator, or you can see ETL pipeline. It creates a pipeline between these source and destination. So source is your blob storage, and your destination is your Synapse warehouse, right? So it is creating a pipeline using two link services. So it will create link services first to connect with the source, which is blob storage, and secondly, it will create a link service for Synapse data, Synapse Analytics data warehouse as well. So it will establish two different connections. One is for the source and one is for the destination. And you can see those data sets. So we'll have to create data set schema also in the target, so that you can map those data. So what we are trying to do, we are copying the data from one source to another source, right? So we will create a data set in source, in blob storage, and in target as well, which is your data warehouse, right? So you can see the data set, source data set. Let me click on this. This is your source data set, which is coming from blob storage. And this is your destination data set, which is the target warehouse. And we have created this destination data set. And we have created this, established this linked service to connect these two data sources together. And we are copying that data from blob to Synapse. And once data is stored in this Synapse Analytics, either you can launch Synapse Studio if you want to perform any query to this warehouse, because if you do it, if you perform a query here, it will be, it will be a little bit expensive, but so that you need to use this data studio, where you can write all those query and you can perform any query to get the data. And here we are just directly connecting to this Power BI using the server. You see, let me go to this dashboard. This is the report, not dashboard. And you can see the data is coming from your Synapse. Let me show you this data source setting. You can see this is the server which we connected to, and you can create any visualization. So here I'm creating this visual, which is, we actually fetched only 3 companies data: Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. And you can see the volume changing per month according to this visual. And the second visual, what we are showing is the closing price per day for these 3 different companies. So this is all about the pipeline, how to get the data, how to create the pipeline in Azure service, and then how to integrate your Power BI with those services. You can establish connection with any of the data warehouse and any of the data storage. I showed you already in the section. Let's go back to this slide. Okay, here. Let's go to the Q&A round. I think Sundar will take over from here.
Thanks, Garima. Thank you very much. And I think you covered a lot of features there. And you also shown how to publish these reports for collaboration, right? So thanks for that. And we have a good number of questions posted in both the Q&A as well as the chat window. I'll start with the Q&A window. The first question is, what's the difference between calculated column and calculated measures? I'll take this question. So calculated column is calculated out of 2 or 3 columns, right? For example, in a retail setup, if you have a unit price and the quantity, and you calculate the total price. So you have one value per each row, whereas calculated measure is more of an aggregated value. It's a single value. So that's the difference. And there is another question related to AML. Can we integrate Azure ML model in Power BI? Garima, you want to take that question?
Yeah, so I can take that.
Yeah, there is some
voice
I think you have some disturbance, so
yeah,
on your end. But anyway, yeah, go ahead, yeah. So can you repeat the question, Garima?
I think somebody was asking about this integration of ML model and Power BI.
Okay,
the question,
perfect.
Sundar?
Yeah, no, yeah, because
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely we can do that. We can do that through Power BI Desktop as well as through PowerBI.com. So it gives you an option. Once you load your data set, it gives you the option to integrate your ML model, which is already available in your Azure, right? So if you have your ML model ready and deployed in your Azure service, you can invoke that model directly through desktop, or you can create a data flow in Power BI service, and from there you can invoke your model. So we can do either way.
That's great. Thank you. And
Hey, Sundar, by the way,
Nikolai? Okay, go ahead.
No. I just wanted to say the first question that you answered, actually, the question wasn't clear as well when you read that. Can you repeat that? What the question was, the first one?
Okay, I can do that. The difference between calculated columns and the calculated measures.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, the answer was, calculated column is derived out of 2 or 3 columns. For example, if we have a unit price and a quantity, and we derive the total price, whereas calculated measure is more of an aggregated value. It's a single value, and it's a referenced, right?
Yep.
So that's the answer. And I'll go through some more questions here. Can we use different fields to build a report if fields are coming from different tables? Absolutely. The query editor accommodates all that, integrating data from different tables, and you can create a combined table. It is very Excel-like feature, and but very powerful query editor in the Power BI authoring. And another question, can you please show us the images in a column in the table visuals? We cannot show because the point and click demo is finished now, but it is possible to store images in the column. So we just need to categorize the data as image URL. So that feature is available, and you can store the image in a column or in the slicer as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're getting again a little disturbance, but I hope it's over. Yeah, just move on.
Okay.
Move on.
Okay. And another question is, how can we refresh our Power BI reports? So there are a couple of things in this. If you are importing the data, then you can schedule. That feature is available in Power BI by default. And if it's a live query or a live connection or a direct query, you don't need. It's an auto refresh, right? So otherwise, the answer is yes. Power BI has the option to refresh in a scheduled manner. I'll quickly switch to the chat window. I don't know what's happening with my audio. Hope it's clear.
You know what? We just actually got another question. Really, the last minute. I was wondering if you can jump to the end of the queue, answer that question, and then maybe go to the chat window.
Is it part of the Q&A or the chat window?
Yes,
okay, all right.
Q&A.
Okay, can Power BI modify dashboard in real time for real-time data? As the data get ingested in real time, such as for stock data or on daily basis. Garima, you want to take that question?
Sundar, can you please repeat? I guess I heard some.
Can Power BI modify dashboard in real time for real-time data? As the data get ingested in real time, such as for stock data on daily basis? The answer is yes, but you want to take that?
Yeah, definitely we can do that. We can make a direct connection, real-time connection with the data source, and you need to write some script if you are getting the data, right? I mean, you need to have data ready and either using some of these stream analytics services, right? Which is the real-time streaming services where you get data in seconds, in minutes also. It's not just only daily level, but you can get data in seconds also, and it will be presented to dashboards and reports if you are using direct query and live connection. So it's possible to do that.
Okay, I'll switch to chat window. Can we deploy tabular model in Power BI? Yes, it is possible with Power BI Premium tabular models. And another question is, what is Power BI Gateway? Yeah, Gateway is the software to connect to the on-premise sources from the cloud. Okay, another question. Do you have any recommendations for digital signage software that works well to display real-time Power BI visuals, dashboards to TVs and monitors throughout an organization? I'll repeat this question again. Do you have any recommendation for digital signage software that works well to display real-time Power BI visuals or dashboards to TVs and monitors throughout an organization? Nicola, you want to take this question? Is basically extending to TVs and monitors on the floor, probably.
Yeah, I think there is a number of possibilities, and it's probably a longer discussion. But this is from Michael Elliott. So Michael, we will get in touch with you and definitely provide you an extensive answer to that question.
Okay, another question. What are the uses of paginated reports? Garima, you want to take that?
Yeah. Sundar, I want to answer the last question. I guess, are we clear with the requirement? What is the requirement? I just want to know a little bit more about it. It's just that you want to see the dashboard or report in your TV screen, or you need to see the just mirror image of your dashboard. You can do that AirPlay mode on, and you can see your report in your TV screen, right? But to consume that report, you need to have Windows 10 laptop, right? I mean, you should have that software to consume your report. You cannot.
So the answer is, the quick answer is it is possible. But if there is anything else we need to understand, probably we need to discuss more on that.
Yeah, exactly. Need to have a clear requirement. Yes, Sundar, your next question was,
what are the uses of paginated reports or paginated reports?
Paginated report you can create, but it should be stored in your premium workspace. And to consume that report, you need to have the Pro license. And you need to install one report builder. Apart from PowerBI.com, you need to have report builder installed in your laptop. And this is mostly used in the department where you have like some big reports, like invoice report. Suppose you want to show invoice report in your
detailed
report, right? So for those kind of reports, you need to have paginated report. It's not like for management and all, but it's more on the specific department purpose. We use this paginated report.
Okay, I'm going through the questions one more time. I
more
think
kind of tabular report. Yeah, it's more kind of tabular report. Yeah, it's not that KPIs you report.
Okay. And another question on the security. How is data security implemented in Power BI?
So Power BI provides a row-level security.
Can you repeat the question, because I think it was a little bit unclear when Sundar spoke out.
I think somebody asking for implementing this security in Power BI. So to answer this question, we have a row-level security implementation in Power BI, where you can assign a particular user. You can give data access for the particular user, for a given user, by creating some roles. So it's more about giving access to a particular user, right? So to implement that, what we do, we create a role for a particular user, right? And under that role, we need to apply some filters. We need to create some DAX rule. And according to that rule, we create role, and those roles will be assigned to either a particular user, or you can apply those role to a particular group whom you want to give access to a particular data set. So those can be, those users cannot see all the data in your dashboard, but they can see only limited portion of your dashboard based on the filters you applied.
Yeah, so basically role level security is available through RBAC controls, role-based access controls.
Right.
Yeah. And probably one last question, very good question. What is Power BI Q&A? Garima?
Yeah, Q&A, I think I have already discussed while I was showing the dashboard and report. So Q&A is a very powerful tool where if you want to type your question, you want to ask any question regarding to your data set or regarding to your dashboard or report, it has an inbuilt feature in the backend, which is which access your question and perform some NLP, natural language processing, in the backend to process your question, and it performs some calculation in the backend to give the answer for your question. So through Q&A visualization, so there are two different type of Q&A in Power BI. One is available in desktop, which is in the form of Q&A visualization. And second one is available in Power BI service, where if you see the dashboard, it will give you this query window where you can type your question, and it will recommend you to ask some question, and it will answer those questions using this Q&A. So that's a powerful feature of Power BI.
Very powerful, NLP based. Yeah. Thank you very much, Garima. I think that's all we can cover today. But
Sundar, I think there is one more question that is really important, and somebody's asking, is Power BI available on premises? And the answer is yes. Yeah.
Yes. So there is a desktop version, there is a pro version, and the premium version. There are three things, and desktop is free. Pro and premium are, there is a cost price for that. So thank you very much, Garima, for covering a lot of things, and this is very exciting stuff. And we just started, and this is first of the series, and we are going to cover in depth some of the advanced concepts like embedded analytics, Power BI, mobile, and a lot of other security aspects. So in coming webinars, and thanks for taking time. There are over 40 participants. Thank you very much for taking time. And we at ITTStar, we provide build services as well as the advisory services on the BI side, along with other practice areas. Thank you very much for joining. Thanks, Garima.
Thanks, Sundar. Thanks, Nikolai. Thanks, everyone, for having me.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your time.
That's the end of the webinar.